The question tonight is Donald Trump for real? One of his potential 2012 opponents, Mike Huckabee, thinks he's serious, at least about running for president. Here's how Huckabee described a recent meeting that he had with Trump. Quote, "We just had a very honest, open conversation about the process of running. It was kind of like two dogs sniffing around a fire hydrant together." That is one of the most unfortunate analogies in a long time. Did anyone need that visual? I don't even know what they want to sniff. I'm going to leave it right there. Huckabee also said, quote, "I think he's going to get in it. I seriously believe he's going to jump in. I did not think that going into the meeting, but when I came out, I thought this guy is going to get out there and do it." How did Trump respond to the idea that he might jump into the race? Well, he said,
"I jump in it."
Okay, that's not Trump, but he's apparently just as rich. He's the Russian DirecTV guy. You get the point. All right, so he managed to convince Huckabee that he's in for 2012. Now, as for the birther conspiracy theory, President Obama's half-sister calls Trump's obsession with the issue a shame.
I think it's unfortunate. He was born in Hawaii. There is a tremendous amount of proof that has already been presented. I think that it is time for people to put that to bed, put it to rest completely.
It is a shame, as Congressman Weiner once famously said, a shame. She said that, of course, in a different portion of the interview. Look, here's my thing on the birther thing. Really? I mean, to all of you people who believe it, including Donald Trump, really? Okay, there's ads in the paper in Hawaii at the time announcing his birth that came from the state health department. The state health department thought he was going to be elected president all those years ago. No, seriously, you have to be near lunatic to believe that. I mean, that's like we didn't land on the moon and you see the way the shadows were on the moon landing, kind of crazy. That's like saying the glove didn't fit, you must have quit. It's even worse than that. I think there's a better chance OJ didn't do it. And I think OJ definitely did it. Come on, man. No serious person can believe that, can they? But we've got a guy who's doing well in the Republican primaries who says, oh, yeah, I'm going to spend a lot of money proving it. Good luck to you. Actually, bad luck to you. And that's what you're going to get because it ain't true. All right, joining me now are Steve Kornacki and Justin Elliott, both from Salon.com, to talk about it. Justin, look, there's a million of these nonsense theories, okay? His grandmother said he was born in Kenya and he spent $2 million. Okay, all right, just give me the grandmother one and the $2 million one. What are they and why are they wrong?
Sure. So Trump says that Obama's grandmother in Kenya claims that he was born in Kenya, but really what that comes from is a discredited interview with his grandmother over a scratchy phone line. His grandmother has said many other times that he was not born in Kenya, so it's just simply not true. Trump and Sarah Palin have also said that that Obama spent $2 million in legal fees to keep his birth certificate secret. It turns out that comes from a conspiracy theorist website called WorldNet Daily, a popular right-wing news website, and the $2 million figure actually refers to the total legal bills for the Obama campaign, not how much they've spent fighting these birther lawsuits. A small part of that was spent fighting the lawsuits. So that number also a falsehood.
So, Steve, let me go to you on the political ramifications of this. Is one side of the political spectrum just totally allowed to lie now? These are serious candidates. Look, I want to show you some poll numbers. Trump is killing in the Republican polls. He's in the top two in so many. What is this? We got a new PPP poll. This is the CNN one. Let me show you that one first. He's tied for first with Huckabee at 19%. Okay, and then in the PPP poll, he's at 21%, which is, number two after Mitt Romney. So, what? Okay, so, like, if a Democrat lied, they'd be all over him. The entire press would be like, can you believe we got a lie? Republicans are like, oh, yeah, he spent $2 million. Oh, yeah, his grandmother did this. They're just making stuff up.
Well, I would say two things. Number one, when you see a poll that puts Donald Trump at or near first place on the Republican side, I think that says a lot more about the weakness, the profound weakness of the rest of the Republican field than it does about the strengths of Donald Trump. But to the point about sort of the power of birtherism on the Republican side right now, it really is not part of you can debunk this fact, you can debunk, that assertion, but really this comes back to the rejection. The right rejected Obama from basically the moment he was elected. In their mind, he was not a legitimate president, and really he wasn't wasn't a legitimate American. And that's really not a new phenomenon. That is how the right, the hard right in this country, tends to react when Democrats win national elections. If you can think back to when Bill Clinton was president, there were lots of crazy cockamamie theories about Bill Clinton was drug running with his wife. Bill Clinton orchestrated the murder of Vince Foster. There were crazy conspiracy theories back then, too. They've latched onto birtherism with Obama, but I think it's part of the same thing.
Justin, here's the thing, right? First of all, Trump has actually skyrocketed in the Republican polls after he did the birther stuff. He was not as popular before. And you've got a majority of Republican primary voters saying, I should say Republican voters overall, saying that they actually believe the birther theory.
Right.
So has an entire party in our system, in our two-party system, lost their minds?
Look, I mean, we all know, I think most of the country recognizes that Trump is a clown, okay? But I think we also have to look at the media. Why is Trump being allowed to go on the network media, and includes NBC, CNN, ABC, big radio shows, and just repeat this wild, discredited lie about Obama's birthplace? And he's just being allowed to go on again and again and again. I mean, why don't we have Lyndon LaRouche on talk about how Al Gore created AIDS or something like that? It's the same thing.
No, I hear you. The problem is, Steve, he's either first or second, and Lyndon LaRouche wouldn't come there. But I mean, to me, it says so much more about the Republican Party than it does about Donald Trump. Because, Justin, you're right. I mean, look, a lot of people say crazy stuff, right? The guy down the street, it says the craziest things I've ever heard. I don't know if he gets on TV. To your point, Justin, maybe he'll be #1 in the Republican primary.
And that's something I think David Plouffe made this point the other day. You know what? If you're the Democrat, if you're on Obama's side, if you're just not on these guys' side, let him run. Cheer for him to run. Cheer for him to go out and say this. Because if he says this, and if he or somebody like him, because I really don't think Donald Trump is running when all is said and done, but if somebody like him can ride a message like this to the Republican nomination, it might work then. It is not going to work in the fall.
All right, real quick, because we're really short on time. Do you think, you said he's not going to run, really?
I have bet my entire savings account. It's a massive $184.27, but I put that online. I will give that money away if he runs for president.
Give it to me. All right, because I didn't think he was going to run, but Huckabee makes me think maybe he is. Real quick, Justin, is he going to run or no?
There's no way he's running, but I think there's a good chance the ratings of Celebrity Apprentice on NBC are going to go way up.
And by the way, if he does run, they can't do Celebrity Apprentice, so you know which way NBC's rooting.
Well, it's over in June. It's over in June.
I'm just saying. All right, Steve Kornacki and Justin Elliott, both of you, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.